Hello, and thank you for tuning in. So, I'm going to show you guys how I made this lovely cheer stick. It is a basketball with a name in the middle and two pom poms on the end. The actual handle part, I created the file and it is available on my website. The link will be below. So, stay tuned and I'll show you two different ways that you can make a beautiful cheer stick.
Here, we're about to start our designing. For me, I like to go into Creative Fabrica and look for designs so that I'm not having to just recreate something when there's always already something here that I can use. So I had typed in basketball split SVG and I just came here looking. I like this design right here. So I downloaded. I've already done it, so I'm not going to do it again. But click download, and then it will go to your downloads. And from there, we'll head over to Silhouette Studio so we can get busy with the fun stuff. So here in Silhouette Studio, we'll go File, Merge, and go get your object, which is this right here. Let's highlight it all and bring it to the middle. First thing, I'm going to get rid of these black lines because we don't need them. And then highlight everything and group it just so as you're working and moving things around, you don't get anything out of place. So for this, you could use an offset, but for me, it would just be easier to make a circle around it because if you try to offset it, what you're going to run into is because this space is open here, it's going to only offset the top and the bottom. So it's just easier to make a circle and that be our back. And this is to your liking, however much you want as the ring around. Highlight both, go right up here and align. Now you have the basketball look on what is going to be my black back. And then for now, just right click and send to the back so that the orange is on the top. So here we are, we're here. So now you want to put a name in the middle here. So go over here to your text. And for me, when I'm doing certain names, I'll put it in a script font. So I'll go ahead and type the name in if I was to do it as a script font. And if I go up here, I could look Signatura, so Signatra is from thefont.com. That is my script font that I like to use. It's not too busy, it's not too over dramatic, and it's easy for the 3D printer to print it. So that is my script font. But when I did this name, I actually did it in all caps. So I'll show you that. And then I went up here and changed it to Arial Black. And now as you look at it, for me, I try to minimize some of the spacing in between my letters. So if you click on it, ungroup it, you can move things in as you need to. And I just highlight and move them like that so that they stay on the same level and I don't mess that up. So I really just arrow over left and right. So I like this. I'm going to group it back together. And now, so this is going to be the main part of the design, but we want to put an offset around it. So we go right over here to the offset panel, click offset. And now your offset is to your liking. For me, I don't like it too over dramatic, meaning too large. And this right here is fine for me. So I would click apply. And as you can see, you have your offset now. So I move the top off and just sit it to the side. If there were any objects in here, you'd want to right click and release compound path and get rid of it. But I'll show you that later when we do an actual name, because we're going to do a name one as well, just so I can show you how to do that. So let's color this. So we'll make our outer a gold. It's kind of hard to get the gold, so I always just use a yellow, just so I can kind of see my coloring. This I'm gonna do in black, and then you can put them on top of one another just to see how they align and they look good. So we can group these together as well, because what we need to do is bring it here so that we can get our sizing. And again, this is one of those to your liking, no set sizing. But what I would say is try to stay inside the the basketball. So just making an illusion that the basketball has a line there, and we just want to stay within it. You don't have to. That's just a personal preference of mine. So as you can see, we have what we need for the basketball. So this is our design. So I'm going to sit it to the side for now because I want to show y'all how to do one. If you just wanted to do an actual name. So back to our text, I type in the name. I don't use all caps when I'm doing cursive because it looks a little wonky. If I go here, I choose that font that I told y'all I like. We'll zoom in some so we can get a better picture. And you see how the V is a little off over there? We can go ahead, right click it and go weld. That way all the rest of it will weld. But you see the V is off by itself. So we could click it and move it over just a little. Now highlight everything, right click and group. Now we have our first part. So this will be the top layer with the name. Now let's go make an offset of Vanessa. And again, this is all personal preference on how you like your offset to look. So I just play around with it because we're going to be making two offsets. So this is going to be the first one. Don't want it too over dramatic. So that's good to my eye. Let's go in and take out our center. And now you see, this is where I say if you get the extra pieces, you want to get rid of it. So you want to left click, then right click, and go down to release compound path. You can just take this and move it out the way and then highlight what's in there and delete. Or you could do it the other way where you click in there and just delete. But I find it easier to remove this out the way and then highlight and delete. So now we have our first offset, our second layer. Now we want to make our second offset, which will be our third layer. So go offset again. And this one, I'm going to make it a little dramatic, meaning a little larger, because we want these to sit inside there. So that looks good for my eye. I'll hit apply. And as I said, I don't have no real dimensions or anything with it. I just go with what my eye likes. So now we'll go and we'll color these up. I'll make this one gold. And then I'll make the inset a black as well. And you'll see where I'm going at with this once we bring it over to Tinkercad. So we have the outer, our second, and then this will be our top. So you can kind of see where we're going at with this. So we'll go ahead and get these saved up. First, we want to go in and create our folder. And I'll just name it Vanessa. So we'll go File, Save Selection, Save the hard drive. We'll go navigate to our folder that we just made. And we'll name this one the back, if this is the back layer. File, save selection, save the hard drive. We'll name this middle. You want to save as SVG. That's how we bring it into Tinkercad. And then this will be our top. Again, SVG. Okay. We have our three pieces saved. Now we're going to go save the basketball so that we can work on everything all at once. So for the basketball, we'll just start this way. And we need to ungroup. So we'll do this layer. File, save selection, save the hard drive. And I just make it any name just for myself to be able to remember. And again, we're not worried about size because we're going to take care of that while we're in Tinkercad. And our last layer. Again, everything needs to be an SVG. So now we're ready to go over to Tinkercad. All right, so our first course of business when we get over here at Tinkercad, we want to name it. I always put a name that I can remember so that I'm not fumbling around in here trying to find it. Or once you save it, it's something that you can easily identify. So we'll go with and there we go. So let's start importing our stuff. We're going to start with the basketball looking one first. So just navigate to where you have saved it. And we're going to go with the basketball back. And first, we want to raise our quality. I take mine up to about 18. I never go all the way up anymore because I realized I was having so many issues with it. And this back is going to be black. Let's make sure, we're not. Let's put it to metrics because I like millimeters. And then let's turn our snap grid off. So for my bottom layer, I'm going to make this a 6.35. Now let's go get our other pieces. This is going to be an orange. It's not going to be, exact, but you just want to make a depiction of what you want it to be. This layer, I'm going to make it a 3.18. And make sure we turn our quality up. Let's put our work plane on top of the black. Select the orange, hit the letter D. Now it's on top of this. Let's go get our name. We'll turn our quality up. And then we'll give it like a yellow color just to show that it's gold. So then here, same thing, 3.18. And we're doing that because it's going to go in here. So this and this layer will be the same height. So we got our back. Now let's go get the inside. And we'll turn the quality up, change the color to black, make the height 3.18. And now this is where I show you guys a little trick. So for me, I want to make these flush. So you highlight both. Let's align them. So I click the middle here, the middle here. So you see how they're together? Now this is where you're going to have to play because you have to get to the black to do what we're about to do. If I get it where I see some black, and sometimes you got to flip it on its back to get to it. But there you go. So you see the black is selected. You see right here. Let's bring ourselves back down to the front. So with the black selected, you want to go right here and hit duplicate it, or you could do Control D. So I hit duplicate without touching anything. You want to go right here, make it a hole. That layer is now a hole. You want to hold the shift key down on your keyboard while moving your mouse. You want to select the gold letter, which is the outline. Now you have two selected. You want to go right here, union group. You're going to make it a hole. And you see it turned it this color. So now you're printing this and it's flush, 100% flush. Okay? So we did that. Now we can group these together. So that as we move one, we move the other. Now let's hit the letter D on our keyboard to bring it up. We'll bring this over. We'll put Vanessa where we want it to be. And always turn mine up like this so I can get a better view of it. And that's good enough to my liking. So here we go. We have our cheer stick front. And now this is where your sizing will matter. So if you highlight these, you go right here. You can see it in millimeters. If you are a person that need inches, go imperial. So we're looking at a 5.2 inch by a 5.1. You have to know your build plate size to know how large you can go. The cheer stick, that link that I have listed, the handle, it has a middle of 11 inches. If you're not working with something that has a 350 plus build plate, you won't be able to go up to 11 inches on this particular design. Your limit will be about 9.2. Easy to do. You just will have to fluff out your pom-poms. So you would go here and then do 9.2. If you don't want it to look like an actual ball, for me, I gave mine kind of an oval shape. So I brought this down some, and then I made it for the purpose of being able to print and it not to be too large on my cheer stick handle. Again, this is personal preference, completely up to you. But you do have to keep in mind your build plate size. So this is the basketball all ready to go right here. Your next step, you want to make sure you have everything selected. You see it says three shapes, and that's being the black, the orange, and this middle section is one piece. So you have your three selected. Select export. You want to do it as an OBJ because you already have it colored. OBJ. Now, when you go here to your Finder, for Mac and Windows now computers, you have to unzip the folder. It used to be Mac didn't have to unzip and Windows did. Now Mac users, if you did the update, you have to unzip too, but it's very easy to do on the Mac. All we do is go there. You see it right here. It's a zip file. Just double click it. It unzips. Easy day. So that is ready for us to go over to Bamboo. Now we'll go in and we'll do the name one. So let's back out. I'm just going to go here and duplicate this. I'll select this and I'll get rid of it. And then end up here. Now we're ready to bring in the name because we're doing the name one now. So import, and we want to go get our back. Upload, import. Once we come in, we grab it. We want to turn our quality up. We want to change the color. And then for this, again, the sizing. We're going with the standard 6.35. Let's go get our outline. I named it middle. Once we bring that in, same concept, turn our quality up, change the color. Again, your color is not going to be exact, but you get the picture of what you're trying to do. So one, we're going to make that one 3.18. Now let's get our last layer. Turn the quality up. Do our coloring. And then make the size 3.18. And now we're about to do the trick again. We have to put our work plane. No, we don't. Cancel that. We'll do that over here. So first we highlight both. And so middle circle here, middle circle right there. They're now fleshed together. Again, we have to get to the black to do the fun. So if you're on the front and you can't find the black, just flip it up. Go on. Get it in the middle to make it a little easier. So sometimes you can go in like this and find it, but other times you have to flip it over to find it. And it's making me into a believer this time. And there we go. We have the black. Now just rotate it back because you don't want to have to go through that witch hunt of finding again. So with the black selected, you go over here, you get your duplicate. You have your duplicate selected. Now if I want selected, you turn it to home. It is now home. You know it is because you see the blue outline. Hold down your shift key, select on the gold. Now you have two shapes selected. Go up here to union group because you're going to cut the hole into the gold. And voila, now you have it flush. So now we take these two, with them selected. They are now one when we bundle group. So as we move, we're moving it as a unit. So let's bring this out, put our work plane on it, and bring this up. Highlight both, do our align, one here, one here. Now our cheer stick is coming to light. So here we go. Again, now this is how you have to know what your printer capacity is, meaning the build plate size. So we'll go in here, we'll turn it to imperial, so we're working in inches so we get a better depiction. So again, in between the cheer stick, the holes on the cheer stick handle is 11 inches. If you have something that prints higher than 350, you can do this. If not, you're going to have to stay in about the 9 to 10 inch range. And when I say 10 inches, if you turn it slightly at an angle, it will fit. And I'll show you. I'll just do it. So let's go 10 inches here. And then we'll make it a height of about, let's go with 5 inches. So here we go. We have our name for our cheer stick ready to go. And we highlight both, go up to export. Again, OBJ, because we've spent our time already coloring. We don't want to do that once we get over into Bambu. So OBJ, go and unzip the folder just by double clicking, and we're ready to use it. Now let's open our slicer. With your slicer open, you want to go here and do your coloring. So we're going to be using black and gold for the first one. So we have our black and gold. Now let's bring our object in. So go to downloads. It was the one, Tinker, open. Now we just do simple coloring. So our black is in slot 1. Our gold/yellow is in slot 2. Now we click OK. So we're actually not over the border. Well, we are a little. So when we first came in, it wasn't over. But I'll show you how to use this on a P2S and a P1S, no problem. So select it, go right up here, rotate, and just rotate it some. You got it like that. And you can print it, no problem. So sometimes this works. The basketball will not work because it's a full circle and you won't be able to turn it in any. But even for this one, you could still change the size some on it. So let's say we want to go up. Let's try like a 256. Or no, let's go 260. We'll go over. So then we rotate it. And now we fit. Only thing, you just want to make sure you move your prime tower. So as you can see, we're over the bill plate size, but it still fits. And it didn't take it up to 660. I wonder why. Okay, let's see if we can turn it now. Yep, we could squeeze 260 into there. We're, touching a little bit, but we made it work. So you can get up to 260. I have the larger printer, so with mine on here, I'll let you see with one of my H's. See, that's not a problem for the H. So that's just the good of having a larger printer, but we'll go back. Well, we don't even have to go back to the P because we're going to bring the basketball in now. So here we go. That's this type nameplate if you want to put that on your chair stick. So we've done the name. Now let's go do the basketball. And I think I made it the size for the P series. So let's look. So here we go. Let's do we didn't do our coloring right. Let's go back. So now we want to go over here. We want to add our other color, which is our orange. So we got the black, orange, and our gold. Now we can bring it in. So our blacks is 1. Our gold is 2. Our orange is 3. Okay. So we have this here. And this is our 9-inch. This is what we initially created. So with this one, we can scale it up a little. Let's see. We could go to 240. We might can try 250. Yeah, 250 will be safe. We can get up to 256 on a P series. And then if you wanted to stretch it a little taller, you could. Again, that's totally up to you, your preference. And yep, we're good to go. We're teetering on a line just a little, but we will be good. And if you want it, you could take it and turn it a little bit, like there. And you can get some more here and there. So you always want your prime towel over on your shortest end. So then with this, we can get a little bit more in. Yeah. So yep, so just play around with that, depending on what size you want to make it for your cheer stick. But here we go. Now we have the one that I'm going to put together in the second part of this video. But as you can see, this is very simple. We have this name, we did the other name, and I'll slice it just so you can see that it works and it's good. It's 4 hours. It's doing 23 filament changes, and that's because the orange, the gold, and the black are all on the same layer. So on those layers, it has to switch the colors 3 times at a minimum. So still not bad. 23 filament changes, 4 hours and 31 minutes. So that is it for the computer part. Next, I'm going to come and I'm going to show you guys how to assemble.
So now we're ready to assemble our plate with our handle and our pom-poms. When you order the pom-poms, they come in a 4-pack, so it's 4 of them in a pack, and you use 2 for a cheer stick. So I'll put this to the side. And I like to use JB Well for my projects when I'm doing anything 3D. It just sticks better for me. There is double-sided tape that you could use, but most times I just use my JB Well. I feel much better with the JB Well. So we'll go in here. You want to take these off of here. So I just go in with my scissors. You want to get in between, like right there, because if you leave it like that and try to cut, you'll possibly cut your pom-pom. So I just separate it. Go in here with the scissors. You got to use a little muscle strength and pop it. So that's one. Go in here. And that's 2. So now you have your pom-poms. Ready to put our pom-pom on the cheer stick handle. This is my created cheer stick handle. I have it available on my website for sale. You can purchase the STL file, or if you need me to make these for you, I have that as well, that you can purchase this and I mail it to you. So now we have this. This is our centerpiece. So you want to get in here and hold it. As you take off the rubber band, you want to hold your center. So keeping in place where your center is at. And because the other zip tie is still here, you can kind of feel it. If you lose 1 or 2, that's fine, but you don't want to mess the whole thing up. So keeping our center. We take that out. Now go in with the new zip tie. Lay it down flat. Keeping our pieces separated. So we have it separate. You want to put this on. You want to attach this. And once you start pulling, you'll hear it clicking. I turn mine this way. So it goes on right there. And then you just pull this tight until it's very tight on here. Because you need it very secure to get the look that you want. We'll end up fluffing it out later. So now I'll just rubber band it back together so that it's not in the way. But I put these on first so that I can see my play area. So we'll get the other one. And two, if you're shipping these, I would leave it just like this and let the customer do the fluffing. Because when you ship it, if it's fluff, you're gonna need more box. If you leave it like this, it's less of a box that you need. So again, with this one, you wanna go up in here with your finger, take the rubber band off, hold in your center, separating the pieces. Like that's the center. Put your zip tie down. Remove the original zip tie. Come in with your cheer stick. Alright, we got that on. And you want to get it to the center. And of course I flipped it the wrong way, so do it correctly. Flip it on. You grab your other end. And some of them can get caught up in there, that's fine. You just want to maintain your center point. So now, you can always close it in a little bit and just see what you have. See, I lost one. But you can kind of play around with it now because it's holding it, but it's not all the way secure. So now, you secure it. And you want it as tight as possible. And then, like I say, you put it back together. But if you were doing a local, you would just get to fluffing it how you want it. Playing around with it. But we're gonna pretend like we're shipping it to a customer, so. Let's put this back together. And now we have our two sides. So this is how we will ship it. And you can get rid of your extra edges. All right, so now we're ready to attach our front to here. So this is what we'll end up with. So for me, I like using my JB Weld because I just feel it works better with my 3D projects. So I put some on a plate. Make sure I get equal parts. And then put my cap back on. You gotta mix these together really good. And you can wear gloves when doing this. For me, I don't tend to wear gloves a lot because I can't get a feel of what I'm doing. And I like to be able to feel and not have something in between. So I don't mind getting my hands dirty. And if I get some on my hand, I'll just wash it off very quickly. So now we're ready to put our epoxy on here. Again, you'll look just to see where you're going at with it. Got it. So a lot goes a long way. You don't need a lot because you don't want it to seep from underneath. So that's what I do. I just take and just dab on a little bit, going down my area where the plate will go onto. And you do the same process if you were just doing the name one that I showed you how to create. Same process. You don't need a lot. And remember, it didn't go all the way to the edge, so we don't want to go to the edge as well. But we just want to make sure we got coverage. And this stuff is really good. It will stick. And even with this out in the heat, it will do well. So we got that done. So to make this easy and simple, because you have the name in the middle, I would take it and go down like this. That way you can get it even. So just eyeballing it, seeing that you're on center, because you want to kind of be in this area on both sides. So getting it in the middle. So we're on the middle. So there we go. And we could take it and flip it to lay it down, just to let it dry. So boom, boom. And it can't, because the pom-poms are on it. So you would have to let it dry just like that, which is not a problem because you don't have to apply pressure to this, because this two-part epoxy is real good with sticking. Really, really good. So there we go. And I'll let that dry, and then I'll come back to show you how it looks and to have it all the way full out.